So back to the point is, before the way to get the best results from this, your process, right? Collecting the emails is not enough. Sending a follow-up message, this is to everybody, not just to him now, is not enough. Getting people's email and start sending them messages is not enough, right? Because you need to be a closer. Following the principle of being a closer. Each of these letters stand for different things. So the first question, how many of you here are closers? Okay, for you to be a good closer, when you get a lead, you need to clarify. The clarification that I mean here is that your work is to try to look for a way to identify a need. You either identify an existing need or create that need in their head. So, to those people you are sending those messages, now after you have thanked them, now instead of sending them, they've gone to, maybe some went to, just thank them. Our name is Ahmed, thank you for attending our event, blah, 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 that is all. Now, you can create a need now. So I could say, I will start with messages like, do you know? Do you know? Right? Do you know, where do you have your property? Maybe Ibejuleki. What do you know about Ibejuleki that is not common to these people?
It's fast growing and
Everybody knows that already.
it's affordable.
Everybody knows that Ibejuleki should be affordable. Some will even tell you it's a bush. So you need to look for statistics. What is the worth of the Lagos State real estate market? You need to find that out. Now, but do you know, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, right? According to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, in Nigeria, 65% Nigerian population spends 65.6% of the household income on food. That's why we are poor. That is one reason why we are poor. In marketing, you need to ask questions that the people will agree to. It's easy to, so you are looking for a common, what we call a common friend or a common enemy. That's what you are looking for with those your questions. Do you know, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, that 65.5% of the Nigerian population spend their money on food? Then you go on and explain. Right? That's number one. According to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, that in Nigeria, 65% or Nigerian population spends 65% of their household income on food. But that is just for a national statistics. Lagos is exception to these statistics. In Lagos, we don't spend most of our money on food. In Lagos, we spend more money on rent, transportation, before food. That gives you idea where to invest, where people spend money. That is where you should invest into. So, food, transportation, rent, transportation, then food. These are the three things. Best areas to invest in Lagos State. The three best areas to invest is real estate, transportation, and food. Now, the statistics still went further to state that in Lagos, people eat out more than they eat at home. And that is why restaurant business will keep thriving in Lagos. So all of the places you have property, you need to know some unique things about them. So when you start with do you know and all of that, so clarify. So the first thing, like we say, you need to clarify. This one, you are not the one that they didn't come to. You know, when we started, I say, using the Bible, I say, the Bible says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. Now, there are some questions you would ask. They say, let me still go back to the Bible. What's his name? Peter preached in the Bible, and his audience asked him, what shall we? Who knows? What shall we do? All of you don't even go to church, sir. You don't read your Bible. After Peter preached, the audience were so amazed and they asked, what shall we do? Right? Now, the thing is, you should be able to give me information that will wake me up and I will be ginger to say, what can we do? What should I do? How do I satisfy this need? How do I benefit from this? Okay? That is how it's supposed to be. So, now, in this case, you are your messages you are sending, based on the one you've read, is not active enough. It's a passive message. And if you like, go to our website. We are one of the, how did you say, integrity. Our company, we get integrity. We get honesty. If you check our website, if you like, check our website. If you not like, you not check them. That's what you're telling me. There's nothing that would make me want to say, okay, among all the message you read so far, I'm not ginger to take any action. You are not the one to tell me whether you have integrity. Integrity is not a marketing term. Telling me you have integrity, so I did look for integrity on our land I won't buy. Right? So clarify, create a need. If you clarify and there is no need, create one. Right? Clarify and create a need. That is what you are doing here as a closer. Clarify and create a need. So, like I said, what shall we do? Now, let me give you. Should I do this? Yeah, I will. Mr. Daddy, what is your goal? Your life goal?
My life goal? To be known real estate.
Your life goal, bros. You don't even know it enough to articulate it. That means the goal is not goaling enough.
No, it is. I need to be successful in my profession and impact.
It is not yet defined. To be successful, what's your definition of success? So you must be able to articulate, especially with your position or your job, you must be very articulate. You should be able to, if you meet Tunelumelu on that elevator, before you go down, get to the ground floor, you should be able to tell him what your goal is. That is how well you should know your goal. That's the point. Okay? So, okay, let me ask another question. Okay, let me deal with your colleague. Hello, drop your phone. So, what's your name again? Okay, Ola. All right. So, I want to use somebody as a case study, what I want to explain. So, let me rephrase the question. What is your freedom number? I talked about freedom number yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Huh? I talked about freedom number yesterday. I talked about freedom number yesterday. Okay, maybe Mr. Anthony should help us. What's your freedom number, please?
For now, 15 million naira.
It will be increasing. Okay, I like that. Sorry, I'm laughing. Okay, 50 million naira. So if you get 50 million naira, you'll be free. All right, so let's say 50 million naira. Okay? 50M, right? Now, that is the goal. But how far are you from your 50 million, from your freedom number? How far are you? Okay. Well, if I say you are 5 years away from your freedom number or point of freedom number, will I be correct?
A little bit less.
Okay. Let's say 3. Yeah? 3 years. You're 3 years away from your freedom number, right? Now, what type of investment should you be doing annually, right? That if you consistently buy, let's say if I tell you that if you consistently save money, buy properties of, let's say, every year you buy property worth, let's say, 3 million naira. Or let me say 5 million naira. Every year, 5 million naira. That is a total of 15 million naira. That in 3 years, you would be worth this amount. Do you get the concept? Yeah. In 3 years, this is the number. I want to achieve this in 3 years. So I'm telling you that if only you can be investing 5 million naira every year, in 3 years, you would be worth 50 million naira, if not more than that even. Now, if you believe me, would you be willing to do everything possible to take this action of investing 5 million naira every year? Okay? So, this should be what you should be doing. For those of you who market real estate from the angle of freedom, financial freedom, okay? Because my journey to financial freedom is different from yours. So you are telling me, so, and with that, after you've gotten me as someone who is to attain this level, so anytime you bring property, so you'll be the one to be advising me based on our plan to help you attain your financial freedom in 3 years. We have social property. These are the type of property you need to buy. You need a residential property. You need a commercial property. You need a beachfront property and stuff like that. So I'll be making the recommendation. But because you trust me and you know that, okay, I'm trying to take you to a certain destination, you would want to always take the action. Are we together? Yeah. So that's the concept I'm expecting. Is it clear? So that is what I was mentioning yesterday about prescription. So you'll be prescribing. Okay, when a new property guy, I can just call you on phone. Mr. Anthony, based on our last discussion, your properties, I think there's a property you don't have on your portfolio right now. I think we've gotten residentials, right? You say yes. Okay, I think now the next type of property we need now is a beachfront property. I just checked your portfolio, and I remember you don't have a beachfront property for now. I think I will be helping you source for a new beachfront property, so prepare some fund. And you might need an average of, let's say, 2 to 3 million naira or 1 to 2 million naira as initial deposit. Please keep money available. Soon we'll be having a beachfront property in your portfolio. While you busy look for money, maybe I already had the property before I'm telling you speaking those grammar for you. So all you just need to do, get the money ready. After maybe the next 2-3 weeks, I'll call you. Mr. Anthony, there are some beachfront property I would want us to go and see. Not there, will you like to come and see? I'm telling you that you need to come and see. Because I'm the one prescribing. I am the authority. If your doctor calls you and say, okay, it's time for the operation, you go.
You say what God cannot do.
So that's the concept of marketing or ideal marketing. So to achieve this goal, this is what we are trying to build. That is why I was asking whether should I tell you guys or should I not. Now, the first advert 1, system of marketing, creating a system of marketing. Advert 1, financial freedom test. What is happening? Advert 1, financial freedom test. This is just an example. You can use something else, but I'm just giving you an example of something we are working on. Financial freedom test. If you see an advert pops up on the internet, take a test. Know the stage how far are you from your financial freedom? It's just for you to take a test. How close are you from your financials? One of the adverts, you can create different content. Some advert will tell you, do you know how far you are from financial freedom? Another, you can create another content, the same advert. One of the ads will tell you, how close are you to financial freedom? Okay? So just like that. So getting them to take a financial freedom test. Now, what will be in the financial freedom test? You could have the first thing you are looking for: name, email, phone number. That's the first set of things you're looking at. After they fill this thing, they click on next. You don't collect what you want to collect already. Right? They click on next. Then you take to the questions. What is your financial freedom number? With a little text to explain what you mean by financial freedom number, right? Now, after they've imputed that financial freedom number, you ask some other question, how many properties you have, blah, 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 blah. Just ask some questions. And every answer they give has a score, right? So at the end, you might rate them 60%. You score 60%, or you score 30%, depending on the responses they give. At the end, I now say, okay, based on this figure, you are 10 years away from your financial freedom mark. Or you are 20 years away from your financial freedom mark. You are 50 years away from your financial freedom. You're not going to even achieve them before you go die. So you just, now at the end of that, filling that form, there's a button at the end that tells you, would you like to speak to a consultant? Right? So, and at the end, some will, but the most important thing, you have collected what you want to collect. But you still have a button that says, would you like to speak to a consultant for free consultation on how to achieve your financial freedom? Speak to a consultant. You can make it more catchy. Speak to a consultant to give you analysis on how you can achieve your financial freedom faster than the number listed there. Some persons would fail. And they will not call you on phone or maybe chat, depending. Then you start your section. Now, if in every 10th person that takes this test, you would see 3, 4 who would want to subscribe to whatever you have to tell them immediately. Now, but if you don't get it, even if they don't feel it, this one you can still target them because you already have what you are looking for. This is one of the most important. This one is quick, immediate result. This one is the long term. So when you now at least with this now, I will now send you, can you call those guys so that they can do something to it? This light can be going off every now and then. So with this now, you can now run advert and say, remember, you are far away from your financial freedom. Right? So when I see the message, when you say remember, you still see my logo and what you saw there before, just like what I was saying, Lagos Business School has been targeting me. We say you can still complete your dream of an MBA with us and all of that. So I will create a similar kind of message. Remember, you are 2 years away from your financial freedom. If you continue the way you are going, you will never achieve your financial freedom mark. So when I see such information, take our free consultation now. Right? Take our free consultation now. Remember, you are 5 years away from your financial freedom. Take our free consultation now. In every 100 you send, you see at least a minimum of 10 persons that would want to click on that button to have a conversation with you. So with that, what this is, you are getting leads without really selling a product. Then when you now get the lead, then you now prescribe which product is suitable for them. That is clarified. Let it be that they are the one that are saying, raising up their hand to say, I need this, I think I need this. Okay? For those of you who have long-term goals in the real estate business, and this is not only applies to real estate alone. It all depends. Anything you are selling, this can work for it. Okay? Any business you are into. You talked about baking or something. You could create, I think I have a client that is into baking. I remember when we worked together, the first time we worked together, what I asked her is that, how much is your revenue? Some of you, your revenue target is so small. I saw that form. How many of you, okay, I know you have not been attended to. I've attended to you. Have I attended to you? Strategy section. Okay, you were on the road. Okay, I remember now. So, I saw the goals you guys, some of them are looking. So, but the point is, ask her, according to her, she makes 2 million naira every year from baking. 2 million naira. That is what she makes every year. I asked her, won't you like to make up to 500 million? She said it's not possible. She said it's not possible. She can't make that. But let me not bore you with that. But currently now, she makes over 20 million naira annually from baking. Okay? It's all about using the principle of whatever duplicates, don't celebrate everything that works. Only celebrate what can duplicate. Okay? So, that's for clarify. Now, after clarification, label. Label them with a problem. Labeling them with a problem is part of saying you are 5 years away from financial freedom. So, or now let's assume this one is not that you are taking them through a route. They are the one that came to you to say they saw your ad and they said they want to buy a product, and you ask them, why are you buying? They say, I want to buy for my children so I can pay my children's school fees easily, right? So you label, so you are buying for the funding of your children's education. That is labeling them with something, which means you keep emphasizing. The problem with some of you is that you are pampering the customers too much. You make them want to feel comfortable in their poverty. No, you are supposed to make them uncomfortable. You magnify. Let me tell you, there's a theory, I don't know how true it is, but there's a theory out there that when you go to a Chinese physiotherapist, these people that massage and... Now, if you go to a Chinese physiotherapy, that there's a saying in that story that every Chinese physiotherapy has either a plastic or a wooden hammer. Now, when you show them that my ankle is paining me, okay? Where is paining you? Say it's my ankle that is paining me. Now, they pick up that hammer and start striking that place. Is it this place that is paining you? Say yes. Is this place that is paining you? Say yes. Is this place that is paining you? You say yes. They keep striking that, you'll be shouting and screaming. They keep striking that place until it gets to its highest intensity. At that point where it is at its highest intensity, any amount they tell you, you go pay. Right? In marketing, we now say magnify the problem. Don't talk down the problem. Magnify it. Make it look very big. Like you want to solve a major problem. Make it look very important, even though it is a minute problem. Wow, so do you really mean you want to... Do you know that a lot of children... You start telling them stories that even put more fear in them. Do you know that a lot of children drop out of school when their parents die? Do you know? So you keep putting that fear that will make them keep wanting that thing the more. So with that, they want to subscribe to your product immediately. So, number one. Number two is label them with a problem. Are we together? Sorry, my phone went off. Okay. Label them with a problem. And after labeling, what do you do? The O. Current pain. Overview of their past and current pain. What do we mean by overview of their past and current pain? Have you ever bought land before? In this location before? What was your experience? Okay? Because when people label other people based on their current or past experience, if you have drank a bottle of water before, right? You drank a bottle of water before, and your first experience of drinking this bottle of water, you had a running stomach. Every time somebody brings a bottle of water close to you, you always remember that. And that is why sometimes I tell people who are in relationship, if a lady or a guy who has had a heartbreak before, every time they see somebody that acts a bit similar, maybe that person might be acting from a very neutral point of view, but when they see someone who acts a bit similar, they tend to array that person or view that person from the perspective of their past experiences. We all judge things based on either our past or our current experience. That's how we judge things. We don't judge things the way things are. We judge things the way we are. That is how we judge things. So, the way we are is a combination of our current and past experiences. So that is why try to know them so that you know how to manage their situation. Because if they have been disappointed before, I bought land, they didn't give me my allocation. So you know that, or it took almost 10 years for them to give me my allocation, or they migrated me from the property I bought and took me to another place instead of giving me where I paid for. So since you already have an idea of their past experience, you look for a way to make sure you don't fall into the same or anything that will give them the perception that you will treat them the same way. That is why you need to have an overview of their past and current experience. Are we together? Number 4. Sell them the payoff. Number 4, sell them the payoff. Sell them what? The payoff. Don't sell them the current state of the land. Sell them how the land will look like. What you should be focusing on is not explain the current state of the land. That is why I don't always like when you show me your phone, I open and you see realtor saying, you can see how the land is, topography, dry land. That's the current state. Show them the payoff, the benefit. When I mean payoff, I mean the benefits. If you make this investment now, do you know that even without any other input, by the time, how old is your child, please? By the time your child, your son or your daughter is up to the university age, do you know that with this investment, you don't need to contribute any other thing to your child's education? With this investment, your child can comfortably fund their education for the next. I have a friend who would always tell me, Chris, I have been able to secure my children's education, that even if I die today, if my child is 5 now, my older child is 5 now, even I'll be 8, I think, my older child is 8 now, even if my child wants to attend Harvard University tomorrow, he'll be able to attend it based on my investment for my children. That's what the guy always say. So that is what the payoff. That is the payoff. So what is the payoff of the product you are selling? Every product, every service has the payoff. Don't focus on the feature because a lot of you sell the features instead of selling the payoff. The payoff is more important. How would life be living in that your estate? How would life look like living in that apartment you are selling? How would my life be better? I'm not buying because, those of you, yes, I know some of you use it for the purpose of just fun, buy from me so that I don't go back to village, right? I know for some persons it's fun, but for some other, that is their reality. The only reason why they want people to buy from them is because they don't want to go back to the village. People don't buy because of you. They buy because of themselves. Everybody is selfish. Everybody is selfish. Are we together? So these are things we need to take note of. So sell them the payoff. So what is the payoff? What will it take if you guys have property in Oka and think you are doing allocation today? Is it yesterday you did the allocation? Okay, so now the thing is, if I buy that your property in Oka, how would my life be in 5 years' time because I made that decision to buy the property? What will become of my life if I buy that your house? How would my life be better? Because I bought that house. What value, what extra thing is that land, that house going to add to me? That is that is the payoff. Because you attended this training, you should be able to say, I should be able to tell you that, okay, if you attend this training and you implement what you have learned, in the next 6 months, you should be one of the top selling realtors. That is the pay of the training. Nobody is looking for digital marketing training. Everybody is looking for what digital marketing training would do for them. That is what you are paying for. You didn't pay for training. You pay for what? For sales. That's what you are paying for. You're coming here today is to pay. You paid for sales. You didn't pay for training. Because if I want to give you, if someone else, even after attending this training, somebody meets you on the road, on your way going, and the person tells you that, please don't bother about this training. I can assure you of 20 plus, 50 plus sales every month. You will run and leave everything you have learned. Right? Because that is not what, the training is not why you are here. So in the products you are selling, why are people buying it? The product you are selling, why do people buy what you sell? So the payoff. The E. Explain their concerns away. Don't argue, only explain their concerns away. If they tell you, this land is not a dry land, tell them, yes, I know. Have you seen a poor man buying waterfront property before? It's only rich people that buy wet land. Poor people don't buy. Banana Island, is it a dry land or? Is Banana Island a dry land? It wasn't a dry land. So it takes money to buy a wetland. It takes money to buy a wetland. So if you have a wetland, you are one of the rich people, that is why you need to buy this wetland. Okay? It takes the rich to buy a wetland. So if you want to be recognized among the rich, buy the wetland. Do you know, one thing I've seen if you go to the VI, the waterfront of all that VI houses, you see a lot of bar, those are some of the most expensive lounge in Lagos. The most expensive lounges in Lagos are on the waterfront. I went to one day, we almost, if not for God, sometimes, I will always say this, please, even if you don't want to be rich, just try and have money. Seriously, it's good to have money. Because we went to a lounge one day somewhere around VI with some friends. We left one lounge. The current Nigerian, the Nigerian goalkeeper, his sister-in-law is a friend and a client. So we went to his wife's lounge. That was the first place we went to. We ate so much, and the bill was just around $250. Then we said, there's still time now, let's hang out another place. So we drove to this unknown lounge. We didn't eat 1/4 of what we ate in the previous place we are coming from. When the bill came, it was alarming. It was like 5 times where we are coming from. So that's okay, don't worry. We were able to settle the bill. I was now asking, what if we didn't have money to settle this? What will happen to us? They'll throw us inside water. Wash plates now go solve a bill of 650,000 naira. Seriously, that experience wasn't funny. So, but the point is, explain, everybody would have concern. Okay? Don't argue with customers when they have concern. Only explain their concerns away. Okay? Some are buying. One of the common complaints you get is too far. Right? How many of you have heard complaint of it's too far? It's too far. It's too far. Far is a relative term. Right? If you have clarified, right, and they are not telling you of it's too far, what should you be telling them? Let's even know if we are all following the class. Let's say I'm buying, I'm buying because I want as investment to get money, to make more money in the future. Now, when I come here and I tell you that, after showing me the line, I tell you that it's too far, what should be the best response, please? Okay, that is good, but there's something I'm looking for. What other response can you give to them if they tell you it's too far?
I give them examples of places. I tell them something like years back, Lekki was too far for some people.
Okay.
Years back, Shanghai was too far, but right now it's an open place. And like the last property I saw, we moved the woman from an orchid road where she studied property down to near Lagos biggest business school.
Yeah.
I just thought that what if you have everything you need around you? Will you consider the place too far? Why not go and see the place first of all? So I'm like, okay, let's do a visual inspection.
Okay.
So I just tell them, so far you have everything around you.
Yeah.
Nowhere is too far.
True. Okay, these are all good responses. But if somebody tell me it is too far from what? Should be one of the responses. It's too far from what? You want to make money with it. Is it too far from making money? No. You want to be able to be generating revenue from it to pay your children's school fees. Is it too far from paying your children's school fees? No. You want to be able to live among. So what's the purpose why you are buying it? Is it too far from the purpose why you are buying it? So if it is too far, far is a relative term. So the customer needs to explain why it is too far. Like he rightly said, is it too far from me accessing shopping mall? Is it too far from me accessing schools, good schools for my children? Even now, I think one of the best schools that came out as the top schools in WAEC or Free, I think as a head in Ekpe or something. So, it's too far from what? If I want to live there, obviously I'm not living there right now. And let's say in the future I want to live there. I'm going to be living there with my family, assuming, right? In that case, I will need a good school as a family person. If I'm a family person, I'll be needing a good school for my kids. If I'm a family person, I will be needing a close place for shopping for my family, right? Is it? So if it's not too far from all of these things, okay, fill the form. It's not too far from all of the things you are looking for. So let's leave far matter. Fill the form. Now the E.
The only one that I've not been able to answer
Okay.
concerning this it's too far, this thing is they tell you it's too far from their place of work. Because some people like being close to their place of work. Like I have a client now that I don't know how to handle this.
Is it going to be living there? Is it a place he wants to live now?
Yeah. He's not really based in the country, but because of his wife.
Okay.
He wants a place in
A house.
a house.
Okay.
In VI or Ikoyi, but his budget cannot cover it.
Okay. Now there are different.
I'm recommending Lekki Phase 1,
Okay.
of which his budget will cover well.
Yeah.
But he's still saying it's too far.
Now, one thing you must note is this. There are different types of customers. There are customers that don't know what they want. There are customers that know what they want. There are those who are unrealistic customer. Your money no go reach. You define Always note today that it is not every every lead you can close. Right? Just take note of that. It is not, no matter the teaching on this word, it is not every lead you can close. A customer that is looking for land, 3 million naira land in Lekki. A customer that is looking for 3 million naira land in Lekki, you know that this one. So, you already know that this one. You don't try, you just tell them what you need to tell them and you withdraw. Okay? If you have done your best, you've done all your recommendation, just try. The only thing which I also have that impulse sometimes is that I always try to ask myself, this thing this person is requesting for, is there any person that can do it for them aside me? Can somebody meet this need? Is this need possible to be met? If you have tried all angle, you have asked questions and all of that, and you see that it is not possible to meet this need, Oga, hands off. It's as simple as that. If you are sure you have made all your searches and you are certain that this thing is not possible for you to get this type of property where this person is looking for, then there's nothing you can do. Okay, increase your budget. This is the market reality. Some customers are not realistic. Some customers are not realistic. They are looking for something that is not possible. Okay? With a budget. Just like, in creative, we used to put some pictures of customer's budget is Aquaman. And the customer's need is Aquaman. But the budget is Aquafina. So these are some of the things you need to know. So then the R, reinforce their decision. R is reinforce their decision. So we have clarify, label, overview, have an overview of what, sell them the payoff, explain away their concern, and reinforce their purchase decision. Faith, please go and call me Daniel. And the guy in charge of the hall, I don't know which of them. What is happening? Please call them now.
Sorry, what's the username? I'm trying to log into. Did they give you a password? I have the password, but I can't remember the username and the password. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Please call I don't want this light to keep going off and on. Call the person in charge right now, as in it should come now. Okay, so when we talk about reinforce, yes, there's what we call post-purchase syndrome, right? I don't know if you remember about the post-purchase syndrome. That is also the part for reinforcing, because after you made some certain decision, you begin to question your sanity. Am I really sure I made the right decision? Is this the right property I should have invested in? And all of that. Please don't ghost them. If you miss a call before customer pay you, it is a missed call. If you miss a call, customer's call, after they have paid you, you are avoiding the call. That is the interpretation of customers. If you miss a call before they pay you, it is a missed call. If they pay you, if you miss their call after they have paid you, it is an avoided call. That is customer's interpretation. So take note of that. Don't be too busy after customer have paid you. Don't become too busy after customers have paid. If you have been missing 2 out of every 10 calls before the customer pay you, it shouldn't suddenly increase to 4. Customer have paid you. Instead, it should be less missed call after the customer have paid you. You know why? If at the time the customer haven't paid you, you missed their call, right? It is also a sign that you have other people that you are dealing with. You are not only waiting for their own call. When you call back, you are sorry, I was in a meeting with a client. Even when you did sleep, you were in a meeting. After all, you did dream. You might be in your meeting in your dream, right? So, if you miss a call, call back. But the point is that not after they have paid you, your call, the rate at which you miss their call become high. So at that point, they term it that you are avoiding their calls. Okay? So, and nothing can be more annoying than after paying money, someone start avoiding your call. Okay? So take note of that. So with that, we've come. So any question? Questions? What do you know I do?
Training and consultation.
Sorry? Okay.
Training and consultation.
Training and consultation. You are not far from it, but the point is this. Okay, do you know what are the types of trainings I do?
This is the only one we
Yeah.
States.
Yeah, that is it. This is the only one you know. Most people always use the word for like she said, for realtors. But we do trainings not only for realtors, but the one we are known more with is for realtors. Now, we offer trainings that are minimum of ₦1 million for per participant. A lot of persons don't know that. Right? Now, why? Because it is not being advertised. You never see us put an ad out there and say, come and attend training for ₦1 million. I'm actually trying to explain something to you. Though this will benefit most of you more who have your own businesses. We don't advertise this. Because we don't advertise this, people compete with us at this one, which is the one you have here. If another person, you can see the number of people. I know we had one person that came yesterday, she didn't come. Then we also had about 2 persons or 3 persons who did not come. Now, based on the cost of this place and maybe the expenses to hold this training, if it should be based on the number of people here, our business will fold. Right? But the reason it won't fold or it can't fold is because the business is not dependent on this. Okay? Like I said, I'm trying to use this, my own business, to explain something to you guys. Now, most businesses compete with other people's front-end products. This is a front-end product. This training is a front-end product. But inside the people who come for this front-end product training, we have people who sign up for this. So the only way you get to know about this one is if you have been here before. Or people who are here who tell you that we do this type of thing. That is the way you can come here. Because the top, you don't walk your way to the top. People take you to the top. Are we together? You don't walk become a Dangote by working his way up. The cliques of the Dangote. Nobody say, like when we got a contract with Ondo State government some years back, we got a contract with the state government some years back. It's not because I submitted proposal and we passed and no. Someone who is already in their clique picked us and took us there. Okay? But let's leave that aside. Let's come back to this. Now, have a business currently in the real estate space that understand this principle. That is because he is here. Right? People that is here is Giddy real estate. How many of you know Giddy? Now, they had cheaper product. They entered the market with a cheap product, right? Some cheap products, and later they got Echo Beach City. From Echo Beach City, he started as a realtor selling other people's products, and from there he got a cheaper product. From there, you can see he started rising. Now, the point is not just that. The point is that majority of the customers that would purchase the expensive ones come from those who purchase the cheaper ones. That is the concept of the value ladder. The question is, what is your front-end product? In your business, do you have a front-end product? A front-end product is a product that people will not care. Let me just throw this money there. Though I don't trust them, but let me just throw this money there. I don't trust them, but let me just try them. I don't trust them, but let me just see what they can do. I don't trust them, but let me just. Right? That is your front-end product. Now, at this place, at this level, some people will be competing with you here. Now, you pick people from that is also the medical system I was explaining. You come to a medical they tell you we are doing free health checkup. What to make them free? They have a plan. In that free, they offer you something. Right? In that free, they offer you something. After they've done the free test, they must find something. They are sure that they will find something. In that finding of something, they will give you an offer. So, the value ladder. So, don't have all your products. Don't have all of your products grouped together. Put them in a value ladder approach. Okay? So, now for you can't give land for free, obviously. Now, but this thing I explain here is a free test of financial freedom. It's free. The consultation is free. Okay? So, but you would have to go home and sit down, which one do I want to develop for myself? Is it also a test of financial freedom? What exactly do I want to do? Will your children, a guarantee that your children will graduate from the best schools? Could be what you are testing for. I'm giving a test to be sure that your children will graduate, attend university, and graduate from the best university. Let's put it to test. That could be what you are trying to search for. Another person, I've given you an example of financial freedom, right? So, let's check if, let me give you an example of one of my clients whom we are working with, how we are going about it. At this level, she's an HR, your HR didn't come today. At this level, right, is HR consultation. She's selling land, though, but now HR consultation will they do for her because she's an HR expert. We write letters to different organizations telling them that she should also have trained herself, though. She's a well-qualified international HR consultant. So when you see her resume and telling that this kind of person is trying to do an HR consultation to make your staff more effective, improve staff productivity, improve revenue. These are some of the things that will be listed in that proposal later. That she will give you examples of people she has consulted for before as an HR person, that in every consultation she does, it's increased, the minimum increase in all of this is 30% minimum. So if they have been performing at 30% before, by the time you meet with her, your people will start performing at the level of 60% and so on. If this type of, when in every 10 people we write this later to, we got an average of 5 that respond. So this is our front end. And when you now come here, this front end service has a paid version. That is number 2. It has a paid version. But that is not what she actually wants to sell. She wants to sell land to your people. Okay? What she wants to sell is land. Now, there are different strategies that you can use to improve staff productivity. She will teach all of them, right? But she will not forget to mention investment in landed property for your staff members. Investment in landed properties for your staff members. Now, she will ask you, in that training, she will ask you, if you were a staff, you work for me, and I buy land in good places, I pay it myself, but I'll be deducting from your salary in bits as you work for the next maybe 5 years or 3 years. Would you remain with me if every other thing is going well? You will say yes. They will remain. So, and if they would remain, madam, you've heard your staff, they say they will remain. So, you will see that after 1 week or 2 weeks of this presentation, you are hearing that 20 plots sold, 30 plots sold, 5 plots sold, depending on the size of the organization. Right? So, free consultation as front-end products. Here you have 2 options. It's either you want to go for a high package of training your staff more so that they will be more effective, or you buy land for them. Choose one. So at the end, she makes sales. Now, in this level, take notes. Let me use real estate now. I believe you understand the concept a bit now, but let me use real estate for you. Let's say 2 million naira land. Right? 2 million naira land. That's the first product. Or let's say free consultation, then 2 million naira land. Free consultation, then 2 million naira land. Now, in this 2 million naira land, I have sometimes 700K as documentation fee, or let's say 500K as documentation fee, depending on 100K again. 700K as total documentation, making every expenses to be 27. Now, she doesn't do 3 million naira land though, 2 million. Now let's say, because of he's a realtor, she tried to do 5 million. And documentation, let's also assume that documentation is around 700K. Now, most of the estate companies you sell for, they give out 10% for land, right? 10%. What's 10% of this? 10% of 5 million? 500K. Now, inside this 700K, you have survey, and you have one other thing again, the marketing and all of that. A deed of assignment and all of that. Let's say one is 300K, right? Another is maybe 150K and all that. And now, so on. Let's say you have different things that makes up this one. Now, she has about 10 persons here. Please listen, you have about 10 persons here. In these 10 customers, you have been able to acquire that bought property at this level of this range, right? Let's say 2 to 5 million naira. Now, your work is to move a minimum of 2 here. Out of the 10 persons, your work is to look for ways to move a minimum of 2 to the next level, which might be 10 to 15 million naira worth of property. So the question is, how will you be able to move 2 up here? You have 2 options. Option 1, referral. Option 2, repurchase. That is option 2, repurchase. So this is how it works. I have a client, or let me say student, who did this. I asked her, do this principle. When now, for you to do this, what we did, okay, they have paid their property, but it's still remaining all the statutory fees yet to be paid. She's a realtor. It's okay. Buy or what you do more is refer, though. Refer someone that will buy property worth this price. Refer someone that will buy property worth this price, right? And you would get half of your documentation fee paid by her. If you're a customer, will you do or will you not do? Either half or full. So I know of one of our customers who was having 8 million naira statutory fees to pay because he bought different properties. So his total statutory fee was 8 million naira. Though he was willing, he has what it takes to pay though, but the company wasn't really meeting up with the development timeline, so he didn't want to really pay. But after introducing this option to him, now, it is with referral he was able to clear off 8 million naira. He used referrals to clear off 8 million naira statutory fee. So, get me 2 persons to buy this. 2 products. Right? And your outstanding statutory fee for every 8, because the property she was selling, you have to do your calculation very well also before you give the offer. Know your worth of commission you are expecting from the product, right? So after her calculation, she noted that, okay, she can comfortably, if the person buy the product she's expecting, she can comfortably cough out at least 1 million naira. At 500 to 1 million naira. And still keep enough chunk for herself. So, the guy finished paying. The beauty of it is that the guy just finished paying his 8 million naira. Now, the guy now sees it as a business. I will refer, but don't give me the money. I will accumulate it until it is enough to buy another property. So, you now look for, most of the time, because you're someone that is very close, so we sit together and somehow we see the guy will just call, hey, babes, because they are now very close. How much do I have in my account? And which property can he afford? She will check and send him, okay, based on your your last set of referral, you have a cumulative amount of maybe 2 million naira or 3 million. Okay, don't worry. Which good property do you have now? The guy she will mention. So, okay, don't worry. I will send you extra money to add to it so that you can use it to secure property for me. That is now the business the guy is doing. Now imagine having those type of customers multiply themselves. Remember, the principle is don't celebrate what works. Celebrate what can be duplicated. So what she has succeeded in doing is that she's duplicating herself in the customers. That's the principle. So the value ladder. So back to what I said, you keep taking, and this is the principle. For everybody, statistics shows that for everybody who can afford, because people live in communities, people don't live in isolation. And when I mean community is, I'm talking about people live, like-minded people relate together. Anybody that can afford a 2 million naira product have at least 2 persons in his contact that can also afford the same 2 million. If the person can afford 5 million naira property, he also has at least 2 contacts of people who can afford the same 5 million naira property, because like-minded people move together. Are we together? That is the concept. So when you sell to one person, one customer, you have acquired at least 3. Are we together? That is the concept of the value ladder. What is difficult for some persons is knowing what to use as the entry point. So you have to sit down, think, analyze. In the banking sector, some of them call it upselling. The same model you are using as a realtor to work for a real estate company, you can create that same model in your own path. You are a realtor, you are working for a real estate, you market for other. You can use the customer to be indirectly doing the same thing without them knowing. That's the model. Until you build a business to the point whereby customers become your raving marketing force, you have not started at all. You build your business to the point whereby customers become your raving marketers. They are the one that seems to be marketing your products. How are we together? So, before we move into practical, okay, thank God you are even equal. 3 here, 3 here. It's just that it's a mixture. Here is just male. Okay, here is 4. Okay, no problem. But what you are going to do is I'm going to drop the marker. Team A, Team B will create their own marketing model, develop a marketing model similar to this.
I'm shy. I don't like being in front of people and expectation. Okay, so going by the example you gave us, basically we have 5 steps that we are going to go through. And the whole idea is to sell to clients and duplicate the sales. So the first step sorry, I'm looking at my export that we have.
It's allowed.
Yeah, so the first step is that we give free consultation by promoting a questionnaire. So hopefully we're hoping that we'll get 500 people to respond to this consultation. Because why we're hoping to get 500 people is that the land we're going to be pushing less at this stage is quite affordable. So it's like one commission. of, sorry, I think I'm missing something. Okay, yeah. So if you refer somebody to get this next property now, you are going to get a commission of about 500K. So 300, sorry, 300K. I can't see my own writing. So now, hopefully, these people respond, and we have like 75 clients that would be interested in doing this. So at this point, I leave it to my next person to come and take it over.
Okay, be clapping for them as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to say a few things from here. Now, from here, we are also looking at using free content. You know, creating content whereby people will read and promote the content. That will result to us having 500 clients for free consultation by it. So we're looking at a situation by from these clients also are coming for free consultation. Some of them might be interested in going into real estate, buying property. And that's why we're starting with properties of 1.5 million, yeah? So we're looking at least maybe 150, between 100 to 150, being interested in this property. After which we're looking at, okay, let's give them an offer of having a 300,000 naira discount, if any from these can refer or purchase a higher property of 7 million. So from here, we're looking at between 50 and 75 clients for this. Then the next thing we did was also to give this same set of people, because definitely we're still going to be in close contact with clients and all that. So give them an offer that we have a property. Now we're looking at landed property here. Sorry, land. And definitely we're not just selling land alone. We also have houses. So looking at probably if any might be interested, because we understand that some people from this cadre might want to buy more than 1 plot, 3 plots, or even an acre. So definitely some might be able to afford a house worth of 150 million, or rather refer somebody that can afford a house worth of this price. So what we are doing here is to give them 5% discount, or 5% of the commission that is meant to come to us. So looking at 5% either discount or commission from this point. And at this point, we are looking at, okay, possibly if we can get between 10 to 15 clients. And let's say our target, let's say, is 450. That's the highest product we have, is 450, which happens to be probably a beachfront property. That's what we're looking at, probably a beachfront property. And at this point, we're also looking at giving an incentive. Now, what kind of incentive are we looking at? If you can get a beachfront property or you can refer somebody, we are going to take out the agency fee, or the commission is for you. So if you're bringing a client, the agency fee that the client is meant to pay is for you. So from our own part, since it's a company, definitely either the seller or the company is going to be paid a certain amount. So that is what we are going to be having as our own take home. So that's what we're looking at here. I'm looking at between 1 to probably 3 clients at this point for our beachfront property. So at this point, we are saying you're not paying any agency fee or commission to us. So for each of the steps, we are creating incentive, mouth-watering incentive that either you are interested or not. It's something you will be willing to work for and aim something. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then. How many customers do you have? At this point, so now in total, how many customers do you have? So because in the system, in creating the system, you are supposed to have repeat sales. Some will be repeat sales.
Yeah.
Some will be new completely. So you are supposed to also factor, that cannot be 100% as a thing, factor in, okay, in every of my existing customers, I want to have about, in every of my existing customers, I want to have about, wait, please. I want to have about, let's say, 2% who will always return in every section. 2% will always return, or 3% depending on your strength. Or some will say, okay, I want to have maybe 4% that will always return. So you push that aside, then you now know that, okay, since I'm having 10 that is, 2 that is returning, and for me to have 10 here, which means I need to acquire 8 new customers. I meant to have minimum of 10. Minimum of 10 for every set. So for me, if I have minimum of 10 here, right? And I'm moving, let's assume it's 10, and I'm moving 2 up here, which means I'm starting this place with only 2 existing customers from the whole section. Right? So where are the remaining 8 coming from? The remaining 8 would come from, outside. So which means I will get to have 2 strategies. One strategy gives me customers, 2 customers from here. One strategy will give me customers from here. Then the other strategy would give me customers from outside. So, and even the customers from outside is also divided into 2. Customers from outside through referrals, and customers from outside through my efforts. You get it now? So at the end, we have 3 different strategies already. Do you get the whole concept? Okay, so that is part of what you're supposed to do.
So when we did our free consultation and educational video, we were able to get 500 quality leads for a property of 2 million naira. So out of these 500 leads, 100 were, we convert 100 clients to 100 sales sharp. So out of the 100, we have a property of 5 to 10 M, and the 100 clients, we were able to get like 50 referrals for this. So for the 50 referrals, we were able to convert like, let's say 20 clients, 20. Because from these 100 referrals, they have already helped us to market. They have already marketed us on how we sell to them. So it was easy for us to like close up to 20 from this. So we have, from that 20 leads, we have a property of 30 M. Property of 100 M here. So out of the 20 quality leads we got, we were able to convert, they were able to refer us to like 10 people, and we got like 2 sales from that 10 people who got a property of 30 M. So from that 2 sales, we were in partnership with one of them that bought a property of like partnership to, a referral, I don't know how to put it, a referral. Okay, let's say the person wants to buy a house of 100 million above. So out of the 2 sales we had there, we had a client that is interested in being in partnership for the person that wants to buy a property of 100 M, and we are going to split equally. So this was a certain sales of just one person. So this actually happened to me. So
All right, put your hands together for that.
Okay, so with the free consultation here, we're able to get 500 leads. From these 500 leads, it's very possible to convert at least 100 people who buy a 2 million naira land, or some people who buy plenty, like acres and hectares. From the 100 million here. So this is where we actually start the referral and the buying again, repurchase. This is where it's going to happen, but it's easier to happen here than this higher amounts. So if 100 people here, if 50 people here can give us one client each from this 2 million naira, from this 100 leads, if 50 people can give us a quality lead of 50 people, so we're getting 50 people to buy this particular property. So we're having 50 people here. So plus or minus, inside the 50, they can actually be the ones saying, okay, if I refer, you use the money to buy for me, or they actually rebuying, repurchasing. So we're going to have 50 people here. It's doable for a client for 5 to 10 million naira land.
You're motivating yourself.
It's doable. It's doable. Then, from these 50 people, to buy 30 million naira land, we're just working with 5%. And 5% is 5 people. 5 people to buy a property of 30 million. Let's be realistic. 5 people. Then from these 5 people.
Sorry, you're still not telling us the offer or your base.
Oh,
What are
What's
you
the- what's the
incentive?
What's the hook?
Okay, the hook. Okay, the hook is going to be, incentive. If you sell, we're going to give you 5% or 3% for people here.
Okay, so let me ask, is this as a realtor or as a company? Because if you're a realtor, how much is your percentage for you to be able to give 5%?
Some companies do 10-15%.
Okay, yeah, so you
So
have to be
5%,
specific.
okay, okay. As a realtor, I'm talking about.
Okay, from the angle of a realtor.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I can do 5%. I can tell you, okay, any property, anybody you bring for me to buy a property of 30 million, I'll give you 5%
Okay,
of the deal.
okay.
So let's say just 5% of these 50 people will be the ones to agree. You will not get 50 leads, 50 buyers for the 30 million naira property.
Okay.
Then from this place, you can now say maybe 2 people, 1 to 2 people. Oh, I have a property of 100 million naira. If you have a buyer, if you bring a buyer, we will share the incentive in this particular place. So we're looking at 2 buyers in this 100 million naira.
Okay, put your hands together for them. Well done. Any other question? So, in case, if you look at one of the, like he kept emphasizing on what is the hook? One of the good things, every good salesperson must know how to create an offer. The reason some persons can't sell or find it difficult to sell or find it difficult to get referrals is because they don't know how to create an offer. They just focus on the product, not the offer. Make your offer almost unbelievable. Make your offer in a way that people can say no to. And another thing I would just want to emphasize on here, you guys kept emphasizing on consultation. What type of consultation? Right? Is the consultation worth paying for? You must come up with a consultation. Something maybe, this is the disruption in today's world. You must be disruptive. Something you are charging people for, I can choose to come and be teaching it for free or giving it out for people for free because I know that there's something else I want to get them to buy from me. Okay? So that is, before now, in the real estate market, consultants pay money or realtors pay money to register in some companies. Right? But now, if you wait for registration, you go hold. Right? Nobody wants to register with money anymore. People just want to sell. Okay? So some brands at the beginning now made it open. Open, indirect open, in the sense that you don't have to pay anything to register, just register. But when you make a sale, we deduct the registration fee from your first commission. That's how some people kept it on. Okay? So, but there are still companies that pay registration fee, but they decided to create categories of realtors, which means the entry process is free for everybody, but you don't have the same benefit with other people. Okay? If you want to get more benefits, you have to either pay money to register or you work hard to get points that will take you to that level. Okay, to be able to earn those incentives. So now, another beautiful thing you can do here is, with these analogies, another thing you can do here is that though you are meant to pay, let's say $150 for the consultation, you have two options. You pay $150 for the consultation, right? But anytime after the consultation, please note, if you buy a property from us, we deduct that $150 from the consultation. I will deduct that your $150 you pay for the consultation from the land money. Are we together? Yes. That is another concept you can use. Because on a norm, your marketing is supposed to be generating money to pay for itself. So this money, this $150 here, is your marketing money. Because you are meant to be running ad. Where is the money going to be coming from? It shouldn't be coming from your first one should come from your pocket, no doubt. But after then, this should pay for itself. You know, when we do trainings, for those of you who have been in our group for a longer time, we do free trainings. Then we will now do maybe, what was the last Facebook training we did? Is it 5,000, be 15,000 or 10,000? 10,000. Now, people pay. That money is to get back the marketing money that was spent on ad, not for any other thing. That 10,000 naira training you saw is because, okay, we have trained these people for free. Let's do something much more, a bit higher, and get them to pay so that we can get back the money we spend on advertisement. So that is how it should work. So every money, a good business model creates a marketing strategy that no matter how much there is no buyer of the main product, the money for marketing must return. Are we together? So that's one of the things you can do.